Hello friends, welcome to Learner's Planet. Friends, this is our fifth session for linear inequations. In the last session we discussed good number of problems. In this session we'll be discussing more concepts, more problems based on linear inequations, and I'm sure you'll find this chapter very easy and interesting. Okay, and yes, this is going to be really important one because if you are clear with linear inequations, the topic functions will also be clear in your mind. Okay, so let's begin this session and just get ready with your paper and pen. Now friends, at the last session we discussed problems based on linear inequation, and in this session we'll be learning to frame linear inequation also, right? That means we are going to discuss word problems based on linear inequation, right? So this is the first one. Find all pairs of consecutive odd positive integers, both of which are smaller than 10, such that their sum is more than 11. Now, consecutive odd positive integers, right? Now, if one integer is x, right, then other must be x plus 2. Right? See, consecutive odd integers, that means the difference between the two is 2 only. Right? Now, both of which are smaller than 10. That means x plus 2 is smaller than 10. That means x is smaller than 8. Right? This is the first condition. Second thing, their sum is more than 11. That means x plus 2 is more than 11. That means 2x is greater than 9. That means x is greater than 9 by 2, or we can say 4.5. Right? So we got two relations, and one is this and other is this. Right? Now since x is integer, so for 9 by 2 is actually what? 4.5, and x has to be greater than 4.5. That means x should be minimum 5. Right? So x is minimum 5 and maximum it can be less than 8. So maximum it will be 7. Right? Since we have to have consecutive odd integers, one of them is 5 and other of them is 7. So one pair is 5, 7 and other pair will be 7 and 9. Right? Because in this case x is less than 8 and over here also x is less than 8. So this is x plus 2, this is x plus 2. Right? So that's very simple and interesting, and I hope you are clear with it. Find all pairs of consecutive odd natural numbers, both of which are larger than 10 and such that the sum is less than 40. Consecutive natural number, that means one is x and other is x plus 1. Right? Now both of which are larger than 10. X is greater than 10. Okay? And their sum is less than 40. So x plus 1 is less than 40. 2x is less than 39. So x is less than 39 by 2. Now 39 by 2 is actually 19.5. Right? And x is greater than less than 19.5, and x is a natural number, so x has to be minimum less than 19.5. That means x will be less than equal to 19. Okay. Now x is greater than 10 and x is less than equal to 19. Right? So we'll be having x and x plus 1. So x is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 and 19. So x plus 1 will be 11, 12 till here. Okay. Now from here what we want, x is greater than 10. So this pair will not be included. Right? So we start from x is 11, then x plus 1 will be 12. So 11 and 12 one pair, 12 and 13 other pair, and the last pair will be 19 and 20. Right? More than 19 we cannot take, because if it is 20 it has to be 21. In that case sum will be greater than 40. Right? So what we did, we assumed two numbers, x and x plus 1, consecutive numbers. Now both of which are larger than 10, that means x should be greater than 10. In that case, x plus 1 will be greater than 11. That is obvious. And their sum, that is x plus 1 is less than 40. X is less than 39 by 2. That means 19.5. Since x is a natural number, the number that is smaller than 19.5 and is a natural number is 19. So x can be at max 19. So x is less than equal to 19 and x is greater than 10. So we have to fulfill both the conditions. Okay, so x is greater than 10, I started with 11, and x is less than equal to 19, I reach up to 19, then x plus 1 correspondingly we can write. Okay. Friends, in this case I have taken consecutive natural numbers only. I just forgot to take this odd number into consideration. So this pair we are getting, they are of consecutive natural numbers. Similarly, we can get the value of odd natural numbers also in this case. The similar approach as we have taken in the previous question, right? So just be careful about it. So I'm sorry for that. I didn't consider this odd natural number. Okay. Now we see this question. The marks scored by Rohit in 2 tests were this and this. Find the minimum marks he should score in the third test to have an average of at least 65 marks. So I assume the marks in the third test is x, right? So total marks for all the 3 tests is this 65 plus 70 plus x divided by 3 will be the average, and this average should be at least 65. That means this average should be greater than equal to 65. Since it is at least over here, so 65 will also do. That means the average should be 65 or more than that. So 65 or more than that, that's why I'm putting equal to sign also, right? So we have to find out the minimum value of x. So it is 65 plus 75 and 7 plus 6, 13. Plus x is greater than equal to 3 into 65. 3 5s are 15, 3 6 are 18 and 1 19. So x is greater than equal to 60. That means he should score at least 60 marks in the third test, so he can make an average of 65 at least. Okay. Now this is an interesting question, an application of linear inequation. A company manufactures cassettes and its cost and revenue functions for a week are this respectively, where x is the number of cassettes produced and sold in a week. How many cassettes must be sold for a company to realize a profit? Now what is profit? Profit, that means revenue minus cost, right? Right. So if revenue minus cost is positive, then there will be a profit. If revenue minus cost is negative, then there will be a loss. Now it has to realize the profit. That means revenue minus cost should be positive. That means revenue minus cost should be greater than 0, right? It should not be even equal to 0, because in that case no profit, no loss will be there. But since we want profit, so revenue should be greater than cost, or we can say revenue minus cost is greater than 0. Okay, now I put up the value of R and C from here. So it is 2x minus C, or we can say revenue is greater than cost. So this is revenue that is greater than cost. Okay, I take 3 by 2x this side. So 2x minus 3 by 2x, that means x by 2 is greater than 300, x is greater than 600. That means the company should sell more than 600 cassettes to realize a profit. Okay, so that's pretty easy and interesting. The longest side of a triangle is 3 times the shortest side, and the third side is 2 centimeters shorter than the longest side. If the perimeter of triangle is at least 61 centimeter, find the minimum length of the shortest side. Okay, so that is I just write increasing in increasing order, longest, then medium, and then smallest. The longest side is 3 times the smallest side. Suppose this is x, then longest will be 3x, right? Longest side is 3 times the shortest side, and the third side is 2 centimeter shorter than longest side. So this one is 2 centimeter shorter than the longest side. Okay, now if the perimeter of the triangle is at least 61 centimeter, that means perimeter is what? Sum of these three. So 3x plus 3x minus 2 plus x is greater than equal to 61. Okay, because at least 61, that means 61 or more. So this is the one relation that we have got. 3 and 3 6 and 1 7x is greater than equal to 63. So x is greater than equal to 9. And here x is greater than equal to 9. So, and x is what? The length of the shortest side. So length of the shortest side should be at least 9. Now this is an interesting problem we have. How many liters of water will have to be added to 1125 liters of 45% solution of acid so that the resulting mixture will contain more than 25% but less than 30% of acid? Okay, so see what is happening. In 1125 liters, 0.45 of 1125 is acid, and 0.55 of 1125 is water, right? And total quantity is 1125. Now suppose you are adding x liters of water, right? So total quantity will be what? 1125 plus x liters, and the quantity of acid will remain same because you are not adding acid. So quantity of acid is still this 0.45 of 1125, right? This is the new quantity and this is the existing quantity of acid, and this is multiplied by 100. So it will give us a percentage of acid, right? From total quantity, this much is the quantity of acid into 100 is the percentage of acid in this solution, and this percentage should be more than 25 and less than 30, right? So we got these two relations. We can take relations one by one and we can solve the value or the range of x. Okay, so suppose I take this first, this relation, this, so this is this, so 0.45 into 1125 into 4 is greater than 1125 plus x. On solving, you'll be getting x is less than 900, right? That means the quantity of water that you are adding should be less than 900, right? Now we have to find out the maximum quantity, minimum quantity also. Now this expression is less than 30. So I write down this is 0.45 into 1125 by 1125 plus x, right? I remove this decimal, put up 2 zeros. Okay, so this is just go for the cross multiplication. 112500 into 2 plus 2 into 100, 200x is equal to 3 into 1125, right? So if we solve, we'll get, I'm sorry, this is greater than, so this is greater than this. Okay, so 200x is greater than, I forgot to write the percentage sign also over here, so it is actually into 100. So this 100 and this 100 will get cancelled. Sorry. Okay, because this is actually 30%. So I forgot to rewrite this 100 over here. So this 0.45 and this 100 will get cancelled. So finally our equation is 30 is greater than 45 into 1125 upon 1125 plus x. Okay. Now what? 15, 2, 15, 3. So 2 into 1125. So 2x is greater than 1125 into 2 into that means 1125. So x is greater than 1125 by 2. So that is 562.5, right? So x is greater than 562.5 and x is less than 900. So the quantity of water that has to be added is more than 562.5 and less than 900, right? And it's going to be an important concept. Okay, I just go for a quick recap. 1125 is the total quantity and 45% acid. That means the quantity of acid is 1125 into 0.45 and quantity of water is 0.55 into 1125. Now you are adding x liters of water. So the total quantity becomes 1125 plus x. Out of that, acid would remain same as it was earlier. So that's 0.45 into 1125. So total quantity, and this is acid quantity, multiplied by 100 will give you the percentage of acid in this solution, and that percentage should be greater than 25 but less than 30, right? While solving these two equations, you'll be getting the value of x should be greater than 562.5 and less than 900. I hope you are clear. So friends, in the next session we'll be taking the problems based on graphs and linear inequations. Okay, so I hope you had enjoyed this session. So do revise this session, and I'll see you in the next session once again. Bye bye.